They didn't see me, and I didn't give them the chance. I picked up my drink and walked out without looking back. Later, I heard through the grapevine that my parents' social standing had taken a hit. Mutual acquaintances and extended family members were distancing themselves after the Reddit post and the local article. My parents had built their image on being a perfect family, and the cracks were starting to show. People began questioning why I would go to such lengths to cut ties, and the excuses my parents gave weren't convincing anymore. Some of my extended family also started reaching out. A few aunts and uncles sent emails apologizing for enabling my parents' behavior or dismissing my feelings. One aunt, in particular, admitted she had noticed how I was treated but didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't respond to most of these messages, but I appreciated the small moments of accountability. Meanwhile, my brothers weren't handling the fallout well. Jason and Michael had always been united in blaming me for family drama, but without me to point fingers at, they turned on each other. I learned from a former family friend that they were arguing about everything, from who got more attention growing up to who was responsible for the family's tarnished reputation. It was ironic, considering how they used to team up against me. One day, I got an email from a literary agent who had seen my Reddit post. They said my story had the potential to become a book and wanted to discuss a possible deal. At first, I wasn't sure if I wanted to revisit everything in such detail, but the idea of turning my experience into something that could help others was appealing. I agreed to a meeting and we started drafting ideas for a memoir. In therapy, Dr. Morales congratulated me on how far I'd come. She pointed out that I no longer felt tethered to my family's expectations or their narrative about who I was. After years of work, I had reached a place where their opinions didn't matter anymore. Around this time, I hit another milestone. I bought my first house. It wasn't huge or fancy, but it was mine. I decorated it exactly how I wanted, filling it with things that made me happy. For the first time, I felt like I had a true home, something I had never felt growing up. Then came one final attempt from my parents. A handwritten letter arrived in the mail, forwarded from my old address. It was long and filled with emotional language, talking about how much they missed me and how they regretted any misunderstandings. It wasn't an apology, it was a plea for me to come back without them taking responsibility for anything. I didn't reply. Instead, I took the letter to my backyard fire pit, lit a match, and watched it burn. It felt symbolic, like closing the door on that chapter of my life for good. To celebrate how far I'd come, my chosen family threw me a small party. Julia baked a cake, and a few close friends brought gifts like plants and books to make my new house feel more like home. It was simple but perfect, a reminder that I had built something real with people who truly cared about me. As I settled into my new life, I decided it was time for a fresh start in every way. I adopted a rescue dog, a scruffy little terrier mix named Milo. He became my constant companion, bringing joy and energy to my days. I also started dating someone I met through a mutual friend, and for the first time, I felt like I could share my life without carrying the weight of my past. The final step was changing my phone number. I had been holding on to the old one out of convenience, but it was time to let go completely. With a new number, new name, and new life, I had erased every trace of the person my family tried to define. For the first time, I felt truly free.